What up? Gadako, back again. First thing I want to say is thank you for 900 subscribers. Again, 1K by May. Yeah, I forgot the whole motto. 1K by May. If we can get 100 subscribers in the next 8 days, that would be ridiculous. That would be crazy. I'm actually probably going to go every single day and probably until June, and then see kind of how far we go. But again, thank you for 900 subscribers. And there's one special guy, I forgot the name, but he is the 900 subscriber, so respect to him. But today I just kind of wanted to touch on 3 habits or characteristic traits that actually changed my life. And I think that if any 20-year-old or 15 to 20-year-old, that I think if any 15 to 20-year-old would take these little principles and apply them to their life, they would see a dramatic increase, an increase in, one, their happiness, their overall mental health, and their likability around certain individuals. And I think that's one thing that we all struggle with from the ages of 15 to 20 is, one, are we happy? Are we good with our mental state? And are the people that we're around, are we getting the respect as young men? I mean, that's a hard thing to do. Of course, we're young men. We have nothing to stand on. We're just babies to these men, the older ones. So like, what do we have to do to earn the respect of those individuals? And having these characteristic traits will increase the likelihood of you being able to be around people who are better than you, be around people who are older than you and have more money than you, and not feel like just a pesky little annoying ass kid. Okay, so the first kind of principle that you need to apply is listening. Listening is the key. It's the key to all things, right? And now that I'm in sales and I'm sitting in front of people all day, yes, I may not be closing the amount of deals that I want to close, but I can tell the conversations are increasingly getting deeper. And the way I get to know that individual who's in front of me, is getting a lot deeper, and how like I get to know them to a deeper level, shorter and shorter and shorter from each client that I sit down with. And my abilities to just listen to clients and find out their needs and try my best to suit them. And yes, I can do everything in my power to try and help that individual get the result that they want or get the vehicle that they want. But most cases, the rest is not in my control. I could do everything in my control and then kind of move on from the rest. And that's the mindset that I have to adapt now. But besides the point, listening is going to push forward your likability. It's going to push forward everything, bro. And this goes for girls as well. When you're in a conversation with the girl and you remember what she said 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 conversations ago, she's going to pick up on that. And yes, she might not be the one who will communicate her appreciation behind you listening to her in the past. But this is what's going to increase your talking stages, your relationships. And honestly, if you're just trying to get a girl in the bed, which I've done in the past, then that listening is what's going to get you there. In some cases, listening and making sure you're saying the right words. So, I mean, we can get into that in a later video. But what I mainly want to touch on here is listening, okay? Listening to everything that you're consuming to a very, very high level. Listening to what people are saying to you and how they are saying it to you on a very high level will give you the tools necessary to be just more in tune, more here. And like I touched on in my last video, you're going to have a lot less overthinking as well if you're in the present with an individual or with a client, a prospect, or whatever it is, okay? And on top of that, your family and friends. I don't know if you've ever had that friend who just continuously talks about himself or herself. You don't want to be that individual. And I try extremely hard to avoid talking about myself in situations unless questions are directly asked, right? Because I don't want to be the one rambling on. No one cares about you. When you're in a conversation with somebody, no one cares about you. You have to make them talk. You have to make them talk about them. And that's how you increase your likability. And then that's how you make better relationships. It's not to be completely closed off and act like a mystery man, whatever, bro. It's just to understand that there's more to know about them. Everyone likes talking about themselves, simply put, bro. So you have to listen, and listen with intent, and listen with curiosity. And that's just the number one principle that I've learned how to apply. And this has kind of been changing my life a lot from literally 16 to now, right? That principle of listening, even if you understand, like if someone's telling you a joke or someone's giving you advice that you've already heard before, listen to it again. Because like repetition is what's required to get it in your dome, right? So it doesn't matter. Don't cut them off. Don't nod your head and act like, oh yeah, I already know that. Like I see so many young people my age, listening to people who are older talk to them, and they just giving off this arrogance, bro, this essence of arrogance, and just not being a student and just continuing to shut the fuck up and listen and just nod your head and look them in your eye and act like yeah, okay, for sure. And that's just how it rolls, bro. And honestly, it's not always acting, because again, sometimes you get the same advice and you realize, shit, I didn't apply that advice, and be like, yes, Yes. Don't be like, oh yeah, I knew that already. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just be like, yes. And then in your head, be like, okay, you know that already. Get ACO. You know that already. Apply it. Apply it. Apply it. Okay. So that's principle number one. Listen. The second principle is doing research. Research on anything, bro. Do your own research, bro. And this is when it comes to when you're watching any self-improvement YouTubers like me or like anybody else, all the biases and the psychological conditions that they're talking about and how to do XYZ to get AB results, or how to do ABC to get XYZ results. Research it. Figure it out for your own. Try to draw out your own conclusions. I've talked about this before with my concept of mental castration. You don't want to be walking around with a castrated mind, castrated by the seals of society and the seals of your YouTube algorithm. You want to be free-spirited. You want to be free-minded in all facets of your life when it comes to how you view every single angle. Yes, there's going to be some places where you can't really do shit about, like a certain belief is a certain belief because that's just truth to the majority of society, and that may be the case. And we're never going to figure out if we're mentally castrated as a whole group on certain ideas until that time comes or until we're dead. And I mean, an example I can give on that is how the word gay used to mean happy and now it has a different meaning, or how we used to think you should always, well, a large majority of people thought that you should rinse out your mouth after you brush your teeth. Some case, like, you know, there's just a lot of different things that people are mentally castrated to, myths and false belief systems that people have adopted that you're going to have to learn how to break through. And that's what research is going to do. Okay. And I've talked about this too in my other video about like knowledge and digging deeper and being able to not think so surface level. Is you have an inner curiosity, bro. You have a supercomputer in your phone. Do the research required. Whenever you have a little thought, yes, oh, I really wonder I wonder how printers work. I wonder how photocopiers work. Search it up, bro. Search up how the X-rays copy this piece of device and put it back onto another piece of paper. Like, I truly don't know. I'm probably going to research after this video. Just stuff like this, you know, just like how do these certain bones work? How do hair follicles grow? How do ingrown hairs come about? All this stuff, research it, figure it out. Because the moment that you leave that thought and you let that thought go into the abyss, what are you going to be left with? You're going to be left feeling stupid. And then what does that do to your character as a young man? Useless, young, naive, and doesn't know anything. And you're going to bring that energy as well in your whatever kind of in group that you're in. So do your research, figure out things for yourself, and draw to your own conclusions to increase your knowledge. Okay? And then the third and the final principle is going to be silence. Silence. Silence is the number one thing that has changed me. And the dealership I work at, one of the top salesmen, he said in the 2 months that he was top sales, he was selling 18 to 25 cars a month. He drove home in silence. He drives 40 minutes away from the dealership, and he drove home in silence. What does silence do for you? You ever get tired of noise, of anything? You ever just get tired of input? Sometimes you get tired of input, whether that be some music or a podcast or even my voice. You just get tired of input and you just want silence. A lot of people don't have that. And I mean, you're probably a unique individual who's watching this video and actually experiences moments like that, but the majority of people don't. And I prioritize silence above all of these three little gems here because it's what's changed my life. Silence allows you to create. It allows for creation, time for creation, right? You receive all of this input in your life, but what are you doing with it? Are you building it? Are you building things in your mind? Are you learning how to build different mental frameworks to help you build something in reality? Because that's what silence allows. It allows your mind to take a break and use the input that it had and either flush out the bullshit, take the meat, and build something of use. That's what silence is for. When I work out in the gym, I don't work out with anything. Like, I go to the gym 4:30 or 5 a.m. They don't turn on the radio yet. And if they do, I sometimes ask the receptionist to turn it off. You can say I'm psycho. You can say I'm a demon. But when all I hear is the metal clanging and I just me grunting and the weights, all I think about is application and creation. What am I doing now? What kind of mental frameworks do I need to achieve X, Y, and Z? How can I apply X, Y, and Z? And then I start plotting. I start scheming every single thing. So silence is just going to allow you to make use of all of your input. And yes, you could be watching these videos continuously. But if you're not taking time to just go for a walk without the AirPods, go for a drive with the radio off, then in reality, you're not letting your mind build. And that's probably why you don't see the results. And for the past couple months, I've actually been listening to way too much music. And I realized my attention span is shorter. I catch myself scrolling on an extra few reels. I'm on Instagram for like 30 minutes a day. That's ridiculous. 30 fucking minutes just scrolling. It's crazy. I wake up first thing in the morning and boom, I'm writing here, and I put my phone in the kitchen, but then I'm writing here, trying to get a video idea for you guys, and all of a sudden I turn around and I start looking for my phone impulsively. My mind is not at peace. So silence above all, and that's what's going to allow you to apply the rest of these concepts and make use of them. It's going to allow you to apply these to the best degree possible, the best efficiency. You're going to get the most efficiency when you prioritize silence above all of these. You're going to see the most results. So I hope that's something you can take value of. Again, listening, research, and silence. And those are the three things that have changed my life in the past 4 or 5 years. And I hope that you can take those gems and apply it and let me know how it goes. Again, thank you for 900 subscribers. I love you guys. Start off tomorrow strong, G. Peace.